Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Crime Unveiled with Courtney Bennett on this Tuesday evening. We're actually talking about a case that the guilty verdict just came down in a courtroom today here in Genesee County. I'm going to pull up our web story on this really quick. Here we go. So this is actually a case that dates back to March 29th of 2022. So today in court, a son and his mother were both found guilty in the fatal Golden Corral shooting. Now, you might remember this. I'm going to bring this up. So these two were both accused of going to Golden Corral and shooting Alicia Jackson Skaggs, who was just 20 years old at the time. And she had been found shot in the head. She died days later after the shooting back in 2022. Well, today a jury found both of them guilty. They do face life in prison when they are sentenced. They're supposed to be sentenced next month. Today, I actually had the opportunity to speak to both Genesee County Prosecutor David Layton and also Alicia's family, who had just left that courtroom. So they talk about just what it was like being inside that courtroom. First, I want to play for you some sound that we got from Prosecutor Layton today just about this case.
She'd been in an on-again, off-again volatile relationship with McLilley. McLilley and his mother pull up at the Culvers on Miller Road. The young lady sees them in her car, then pulls out, and then McLilley and the mother start chasing them and shooting at them for absolutely no justifiable reason. And now we have a young lady gone and two people heading off to prison for a really long time.
And again, just a tragic case that happened right here at the Golden Corral on Miller Road. Prosecutor Layton saying today, obviously a very busy area, very heavily populated with people. And this happened on March 29th of 2022. Here we have the two people who were found guilty today by a jury. Prosecutor Layton telling me that this trial was 3 weeks. So it was 3 weeks of witness testimony and being inside that courtroom. And a constant who was inside that courtroom was Alicia's family. Here's what Prosecutor Layton had to say just about that verdict coming back.
They tragically lost a loved one. You have essentially a shootout on Miller Road where these people are shooting at a car for absolutely no good reason. And you take a young life. It's just tragic.
And again, Alicia was just 20 years old when this happened on March 29th of 2022. As we were walking to the prosecutor's office this afternoon, I had the opportunity to speak with Alicia's mother and her sister. I'm going to play for you some sound from her mom.
What's your emotions like inside that courtroom?
I've never been more nervous in my entire life. Literally, my baby's justice depended on 12 people I've never met. I don't know what they're thinking, where they're coming from, but thankfully they decided in a way I can sleep better now.
And again, obviously, a lot of emotion right there from her mother and her sister. I'm going to have more of Prosecutor Layton's interview and also Alicia's mom and sister on tonight on Mid-Michigan Now at both 10 and 11. So you'll hear more from them, from their perspective of being in that courtroom for the last 3 weeks. You know, they had to stand in front of these two people who were found guilty of shooting and ending up killing Alicia. This article right now is on our website, so you can read more about the details of this shooting that happened in March of 2022. Again, both people found guilty by a jury nearly 3 years later. So next month will mark 3 years since this deadly shooting happened. And you can join us tonight on Mid-Michigan Now, both 10 and 11, where you'll hear more from the family of Alicia and then also of Prosecutor Layton. One thing that her sister did say is that she's been an advocate since this happened, advocating and letting people know that they don't have to stay in abusive relationships. I played that video a little bit too soon, but back in 2022, that was October of 2022, her family and friends, Alicia's family and friends, actually gathered along Saginaw Street in downtown Flint, outside, like you saw right there, the YWCA, outside of the Genesee County Jail and outside of Circuit Court, who they were just advocating and wanting justice for Alicia. And today, her mom and sister said that that justice finally was felt inside that courtroom when they heard that the jury found both of these people guilty. Again, this is mother and son, DeAndre Dwayne McLilley and Wendy Marie Weatherford. They both will be sentenced next month because, again, this shooting happened in Alicia Jackson Skaggs, just 20 years old at the time. She was found shot in the head. In just a very tragic case right there. So we will have more on this on Mid-Michigan Now, both at 10 and 11 tonight. And obviously you can read the web story that we have right now available on our website. I want to thank you so much for joining us for Crime Unveiled with Courtney Bennett on this Tuesday evening. I really appreciate your time and hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening.